Hello, everybody.
Hey, everybody! Welcome to the All in Our Heads podcast, which you may or may not be seeing live because I'm not in the mood to fix technical difficulties today. So the stream says it's going good now, so we'll see what happens.
Okay.
I'm not going to pay attention to the chat because I don't know. It's so funny. Like I run tests, it works. Like when I first turned it on.
Pay attention to the chat. You're on. I mean, it's connected.
Okay, it's connected. So we're there. So we're live. Hey, everybody, welcome. Welcome to live. Welcome to live on our podcast. Every time we schedule the podcast, I'll be like, "Yo, you want to cast tomorrow or today?"
Right.
You go, "Yeah," and you give me a time like 3 o'clock. It's always like 20 to 30 minutes after that. It's like around the time I get a text, "Yo, I'm going for coffee," and then I gotta go to the bathroom. Then we'll start. It's like. From now on, incorporate that into the time you think you might want to. Like, is it you pick a time that you hope to be started at?
Yes.
Because you continually always do 20 to 30 minutes after the time you give. I don't give you the time. I ask, what time works for Mike? Because I'm here all day. I got nothing going on. What time works for Mike? And Mike's like, this time works for me. But it never does work for you. You should always tell me. You should tell me 3:30 if your first gut reaction says 3.
Okay.
Say 3:30.
Here's the deal. Let me just tell you what happens. Okay?
Yeah, all right.
I say 3 because I wholeheartedly want it to be a 3.
Wholehearted.
Then I ask around, and then I look at the time, and it's 2:35, and I don't have coffee. So I'm like, fuck, I got to go get a coffee.
Yeah.
That's every time. So if it's 12 o'clock, by 11:30, I'm like, fuck, I got to get a coffee. Every time.
I was shocked you picked 3 to begin with because I'm like, who's a bigger Michael K. show groupie than Mike Gaffney? How would he not say, I need to see the opening rant? We'll go 3:30.
I know, and I thought about that after.
And then
I said
when you weren't there, I'm like, he's in his car listening to the Michael K. show with his coffee.
I didn't even put it on. I haven't put it on yet.
It's on the background right here.
But after I hit 3, I was like, But my son started work today at UPS.
Oh, cool.
So I dropped him off at 12, and he doesn't know what his shift is. He's training, so he might be done anytime. So I figured it'll probably be done around 4:35. So I didn't want to be in the middle of it then.
Okay.
You know, so.
Is he doing loading or unloading?
Painting trucks, Brown. Yeah, he's one of the things. I don't know.
Oh, there's a big difference, man.
No, I know.
I worked there for 2.5 weeks. It was fucking.
Hours.
It felt like I worked there for 20.5 years.
He's working in, I believe, loading, sorting.
Loading. Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna.
No, it's a job.
And he knows that.
Well, no, it's really. I did it in the summer when I did like the night shift where the trucks are cooking in the sun all day, and then you open this empty truck, and it's like, are we on the sun? And then they just start coming. It's a live version of Tetris. Like if he likes Tetris, he'll love working at UPS. It's boxes come and you just got to try and stack them and make walls of it.
He knows what Tetris is
on an 18-wheeler, and it's good until like a bunch of boxes come that don't really fit your plan that you've already established, and these other boxes come and you're like, oh fuck! And then the boxes they just keep coming. And you got to read the zip codes because you're putting between a certain zip codes, and they send down when you're new something called assaults. I don't know if they do that now. It's fake ones on purpose to see if you're paying attention, not just stacking boxes.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And at the end of the shift, they'll say how many assaults got passed.
Okay.
You know, and for a while I had no assaults. You know,
right.
And then it was around the time when I was thinking about quitting. They're like, you have like 10 packages that came through, so you need to start unloading this truck to find out where they are.
Oh wow.
I was like, no, I don't. I don't know if you know, but I'm 19. I live with my mom. I don't need this job. I'm out of here. I don't know who you think has the power right now, but
whoever you did, you're misinformed.
Yeah, it's my fault. You're being a dick sending down that many. Why don't you, like, it's like, why do I have to unload? I'm like, why don't you send down fake ones just to get me in trouble? Why are you sending one that we need to get out?
Right.
What sense does that make?
Now we got to double work. Yeah, that's stupid.
It's too high anxiety for me. So, but
Well,
UPS, underpaid slave. That's what it stands for.
I think. I mean, the technology is probably more advanced now than when you were 19.
Doubt it. Technology of what? Of stacking?
Of sorting boxes is a different technology now. It's not just rummage through these boxes and figure it out.
No.
Everything's color coded now.
Yeah, but you still got to check them to make sure because it comes down a conveyor belt.
I know.
Before your hand puts it in there, you have to make sure it's going to the right place.
But it's color coded. So this, I don't know how it works. Say yellow goes to that truck, red goes to that zone. Like it's color coded.
I guess they figure reading zip codes is a pain in the balls for people.
Yes, and if they want to keep up with, Amazon, they better friggin' figure shit out.
Well, this is the mid '90s, so they probably upped the tech since then.
That's what I was saying.
But they have, If you make it to driver, apparently it's a pretty good career.
I worked for them for roughly a day.
Yeah.
But I was a driver. But I just didn't want to.
I thought you can't start off as driver. You got to work your way up.
Not when you know people.
Oh, well. Mm-hmm. Well, the driver was a good job. You didn't like it?
I didn't want to do it.
No?
No. I don't even remember when I did it. It must have been... Yeah, I was like, nah, I already had the job I wanted to do. I knew what I wanted. This was not it.
Male escort, but that was in the 90s, though. I mean...
Yeah. Yeah, that was what it was. Male escort. Hi, everybody. How are you guys doing?
Male escort for men. You had to be specific.
Huh?
You have to be specific. It was male escort for men.
Older men.
Older men.
In their 80s.
Mike was a senior citizens male escort.
Yes.
For nursing homes exclusively.
Exclusively.
Yeah.
Northern Jersey.
Northern Jersey. Actually, you were a professional cuddler. What'd you do? Yeah. I went to nursing homes to cuddle with
old people.
Yeah. Your Skype face is frozen. Oh, there you're back now.
Yeah, I did it for like my baby's mama's stepfather was like a big wig in UPS. Still is.
Uh-huh.
So he got me the job as a driver. I drove.
Around the block and jumped out. Be like, this ain't for me.
No, I drove. I did a day.
A whole day. A whole day.
Yeah.
Wow.
I hit like
you are amazing.
19 branches on I've big trees. I've like just.
This guy must be new.
I didn't realize how high the truck was.
He's hitting everything.
And I was like, I don't want to do this shit, man. I'm good.
Nah, it's a shit job. Welcome everybody in the chat if you're watching at work.
Yeah, that's right. Everybody's working.
Everyone's working now. Hopefully you're tuning in to help us let you get through your last hour of work.
You might want to turn us off so you don't get called in by HR.
Yeah.
Like the volume.
Yeah, everyone complains about your flashing light on your mic, Mike.
What is it? What do they have? Are they worried about going into a seizure? Don't pay attention to it.
All right.
Better, everybody?
It's going
right now, relax.
It's going right into the camera, they said. That's why.
It's. I see it. It's not a big deal.
Yeah, not for you. Apparently, to the listeners of the All in Our Head podcast, a couple of them are dead right now. Because there you go. He's gonna put. Is that a Band-Aid or you?
Shut up.
Did you just put see-through tape to cover your light, you dummy?
No, it's not see-through. It's not see-through. It's a paper, but it's not doing it anyhow.
Because it's see-through.
No, it's not. You dipshit. It's a piece of paper.
Well, it may not technically be see-through, but
just talk to them. Leave me alone.
What do you mean heads? Oh yeah, headsets, buddy. Yeah, Dave's got headsets on, so he can listen to anything.
Oh, nice.
That's what you got to do.
Keep talking.
I'm keeping talking. So yeah, welcome everybody. It's a nice snow day today, which I hate. It's that heavy ass snow.
Wet as fuck.
Wet as fuck. But I got to use my roof rake for the first time, so that was nice.
A roof rake?
Yeah, it's a rake for the roof.
I got it from the words.
It's telescoping rake that you can just like pull the snow off your roof.
Oh, especially wet stuff. You got to do that.
Wet stuff. I pulled it off my shed, so I didn't have two sheds that fall down by snow.
Right.
All right, Mike's putting. If people are watching live, do you have any black paper?
How about fuck off?
No, you can
all
see.
right?
You can see through the paper.
Yeah, I see it.
It's not see-through. Fuck you. It's not see. Everything you've tried so far has been see-through. Everything. Oh my god. You just put a sock on there?
On my hat.
Like, hey, yeah.
All right.
Now the
Guys,
hat's
happy?
on the mic. That'd be hilarious to put the hat on the mic, then we couldn't hear you. Be like, you happy now? You happy?
Everybody happy? And nobody's breaking into a seizure at work because of that little blue light?
Yeah. Though, I shout out to my neighbor Jason, who listens to our podcast. He's got a snow blower. Like
nice.
a night, and he does me the solid of really snow blowing that lump of shit that the plows put in front of my house.
Yes.
And really getting it to the curb in front of my house.
Right.
Gotta get that guy a nice restaurant gift certificate this week.
There you go.
Hell yeah, dude. That's saving me a lot of trouble. That's the worst part of the driveway. That fucking, it's just solid, like big snowballs.
Yeah, you can't get out. You can't. It's like a boulder, especially when it's this wet.
Yeah. Yeah. So.
That's why I have children. I don't even know that feels like the shovel anymore.
And I took Cody out hiking, and Corgi's too short for this deep snow.
I saw he's struggling.
We went to our normal hiking place, and it took us forever just to like get through the entrance. And I'm like, let's just walk around the pond.
Right.
I
just saw his little feet were like, he's gonna be exhausted.
It's like, what the fuck are we doing over here, man?
He's gonna be so tired.
Oh yeah.
Did you see that video I saw on Twitter a little while ago of that avalanche in Colorado?
Oh, with the guys driving?
Yeah.
And the guy stops?
The car, no, there's one guy who was driving and stops and backs up.
Yeah.
No, there's a video from a guy who was in it.
Oh, no, I didn't see that video.
As it was happening.
Fuck that.
And it's like, all you just hear is blah, 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 and like they were covered. And the snow pushed their shit to the side.
No. That shit gave me anxiety just watching it.
I know.
That's like, there's things I can't watch. I see them, I'm like, all right, I gotta shut it off. Like, my brother sent me the trailer to a movie he saw called Free Solo.
Okay.
It's this guy, there's like this mountain, I forget where.
Yeah, it was up for a documentary.
Devil's Edge or whatever. Yeah, the guy just, with no ropes or nothing, climbs this, and they cover it. I'm like, I can't watch it. I can't watch it.
That thing won.
Won. I'm sure, but I want to watch it. But it's like I really need to not do nothing that night because I know the anxiety is gonna ruin my day.
Really?
Like I should do it. Like I should go see a matinee on a day I have therapy.
Right.
Like, what'd you do? I just got done with Free Solo, and and I feel like I'm falling, and I don't even.
So does it give you anxiety because you think you're falling, or does it give you anxiety because
he's gonna fall? Even though I know he's not gonna fall. He was at the Oscars. I know he survives. But
so you can't get past it. Then I can't watch a video when I don't know the end. But once I know the end,
no, that's like people. There's like these people these daredevils that they'll climb like some skyscraper in Dubai.
Dumb.
Right, but I can't watch it.
Yeah, I don't know either because I don't know if they died because you're not.
I figured it'd be in the caption at least. So I assume they wouldn't die.
Hope.
Yeah.
What if I just put it up there so you could see it? Like, watch this awesome guy die.
So I always think if that guy does die, do they even find the footage? Is he like uploading it at that time? Like, and 100%. Whoa.
Oh, I get what you're saying.
Upload now. Then he can't believe he has reception up there. He got 100%, and then boom.
But he's on. Oh, like the ones that are holding their phone. I like the guys who set up their GoPros and they're doing it with a GoPro, showing them out on the ledge.
I don't want no. That's like what Grand Canyon's got that like thing where you walk out on with the glass floor.
Yeah.
Never doing that.
No.
I don't know. If there's a spot where you can crawl on your belly, I would. But I don't know if I could stand.
You're talking about a platform that's made to hold people. It's built for that.
Until it's not. Yeah, everything.
The whole world could be that way then.
Yeah. Do you ever see those videos of bridges that they thought they were built properly, and then they start buckling and bending and breaking apart? Yeah, when they put in that final screw to like tight as a button. This thing ain't going nowhere. What happened? It just went somewhere, actually. It went there and there. But I thought you designed it to hold. Yeah, I know.
On paper.
Yeah. We had 4 Asian guys on this. We don't know how this happened. We let the
Every
one
time I go over a bridge, I think it's going to fall. Every time.
Yeah, every time?
Every time.
The only time I feel like
I don't have anxiety, but every time I'm like, fuck, this thing's gonna fall.
I only feel like that on the bottom level of the George Washington Bridge, that the top level is gonna fall on us.
Oh, really? Then the whole thing's going once that happens.
I know, but I'm currently worried about where I'm at that moment. If it starts falling behind me, I'm totally cool with that. Like, flying and going. I get that with really long tunnels, like the tunnels, like that really long ass one, like by Baltimore or whatever. Is that the
Chesapeake one? Oh, that, yeah.
Oh, it's just too long, man.
What about the Chesapeake Bay
Bridge
tunnel thing?
Yeah,
that fucking science project.
Yeah, we were traveling over that one time with a storm where the water was raised like really high on that bridge, and it was like there was parts like cresting. I'm like, they should shut this road. I can't believe we're driving in this or that.
That thing is like a science project. It's like 7 to 10 miles long. It's like long. It's even longer than 10. I don't even know how long it is, but it's long.
There's the one in there's that bridge in going to the Key West.
Yeah,
Florida Keys, where it's like there's a point where you don't see land, you're just on a bridge in the water. You're like, this ain't good. Keep head forward. Keep head forward.
You're like, you might as well be on a boat, and doesn't feel safe out there.
No.
One thing happens to that. What's going on under the sea? Is everybody checking these pylons? Is this thing good?
Yeah, or like a quality gust of wind or something. You just see your car go. All right, put out the windows. No.
There's a paranoia that I wonder if, like, people like get paranoid when they go through the Lincoln Tunnel or something. They think that the water's going to come crashing in on them.
Yeah, that ain't happening.
No, you're so far under the ground.
Yeah, I didn't know that as a child. I learned that as an adult, but as a child, I'm like, I can't believe I'm like holding my breath. Like,
yeah, I thought as a child, and what I mean by child, I learned it when I was 24, that's not under the water. I told my friend, I was like,
yeah, except probably when you got the internet. Right?
No. 24. I was the internet, 1992. No. I turned 24 in 93.
Oh, okay.
It was my buddy and me were driving through the Lincoln Tunnel, and I just said, it's amazing how these guys did this tunnel. And I was like, I don't know how they did it. Like, I guess they do scuba gear. I don't know how they built the tunnel. They probably
just scuba gear with hammers.
Yeah. He goes, what? What'd you say? I'm like, I think they probably used scuba gear. I don't know how they would have done it. And he's like, you think this went under the water? And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, what do you think? Moses parted the Red Sea? Go ahead, get it done, guys. I'm like, no, I don't know how it does. He's like, it's under the ground, you moron.
Yeah, they built a dam. They stopped the Hudson River.
That's what I thought. They built 2 dams.
2, not just one.
Well, you got 2 sides of the water, cuz.
Yeah, but if you block one, it'll stop the other side.
That's how you think that works?
Yeah.
No.
It's called a dam. You dam it up. You dam the river up. Whatever
the
way the river's...
It's not going to just dry out and be gone. Where's that water going? Where's the left side water going? So you dam up the right side for the Hudson. Where's the left side going? Just
all dams have 2 sides?
What?
All dams have 2 sides? I thought dams is just one-sided.
Yeah, but it's because there's only one source of the water coming at them. I know but there's a lot of water still back here. You can't dam up after the fucking fact.
Yeah, then it stops flowing.
Yeah, but there's a lot of water already there. It's a river.
I'm just talking shit.
But I thought that same thing. But some people still, they think that the water will crash in on it.
Yeah, I think it's tile, then sheetrock, then
you break
water,
down the construction materials.
Then water.
Is that what you think? That's it. Tile, sheetrock, then water. That's good enough. That's got to be good enough.
It's gonna hold. No, they got Flex Seal.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, Dave Kuna says rivers only run one direction.
Yeah. Bro.
Thank you.
Listen, I know
how it's
fed. Shut up. I know how it's fed from the ocean into the Hudson River going that way. But it won't just go away once the water stops. What is going to happen over here? This water's just going to go and dry out that quick?
That's a fucking dam. Yeah, it's a fucking dam. You dam this shit up, man.
Yeah, not to the Hudson River. It wouldn't work.
What do you mean it would work?
There's no way a
They dam.
dam.
Yeah, they dam all types of rivers.
Not this. All right. I'm fucking. Okay. They're gonna put a dam up, and the water that's on the left side of the
Rivers
dam.
only flow one way.
I know. I know that.
Hudson River comes from upstate. The river feeds the ocean. It's not the other way around.
Oh my God! You didn't say that out loud, did you?
It's true.
Rivers don't feed the ocean.
Yes, it does.
You think
The river comes from upstate New York out to the ocean.
no? But it's not. It's not the river feeding the ocean. That's not the water source. Isn't the river, right?
No, the source of the ocean isn't the river, but rivers empty into the ocean. They found their way to the ocean.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? So if you block it, yeah, the ocean side will still have water, but the river side will dry up.
But you're gonna need two dams to keep the fucking ocean side from spilling over into the tunnel you're building. That's what I'm saying.
One dam.
No, the dam that's got the river stopped flowing is on the left,
Yeah?
and then the fucking right side where the ocean is will keep flowing over unless you block the water.
All right, Dave said the Hudson River feeds the New York Bay. The bay will dry up. You could totally. You don't need two dams.
All right.
I'm just saying, dude. I took courses in this.
Did you?
No, I was a film major, but I probably saw a documentary on it in film school.
All right. I'm sure.
Maybe. I grabbed a few nuggets from.
Huh?
I grabbed a few nuggets from a documentary I saw in the 90s about dam building in rivers of East Coast actuaries. That sounds smart.
Yeah, so smart.
So smart, man. You are sounding so smart right now. Something smart people don't say. Do you know how smart you sound?
My son is texting, and I was hoping that it fucking wouldn't happen right now.
Color codes ain't working at UPS?
I'm finished. Can someone come and get me?
Oh, no. How long was he there for?
17 minutes.
Did he quit?
No, I dropped him off at 12 o'clock.
Huh. All right.
He
Tell
said he was working a full shift.
him you'll leave in 30 minutes because we're finishing up. We have 30 minutes left to go on the podcast.
All right, hold on one second.
But yeah, so yeah, so thanks, Dave, for clarifying how right I am about dams.
You're not right about the dam part.
Yes, I'm. We'll go. Anybody in the chat?
I know how dams work, so let's not Google how dams work.
Damned if you do. You know you out of your damn mind.
Damn shit.
You don't know what.
You know a damn thing about
you don't know a damn thing about damn. Damn you to hell. Think I don't know dams. I'm Portuguese. We know bricks and shit.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I did. I could be a mason. I could be a mason if I wanted to be.
Why? Just because you're Portuguese?
Yeah, it's in the blood. Portuguese and Italian. I build shit.
Okay.
Built my shed. Built the base for the shed. Built the base for my. I built the base for this other shed out of brick, extra brick that I had.
Right.
On my own. It's in the blood, man.
All right. Okay.
Portuguese and Italian, masons, and we good cooks. I just used my air fryer last night for the first time. Made steak cubes and mushrooms.
What
Beautiful.
is it? What is it?
An air fryer. It's a great way to cook. I did it for the first time. It's a healthier way to cook. What?
It's in your house?
Yeah, I bought it. It's like a little fucking thing. It's like it looks like a almost, I don't even know. It looks like a little fucking dome, and it's got a drawer, and you throw your shit in there, and then you cook it. It's like real high heat.
Right.
It cooked these 2 pounds of steak cubes with mushrooms in 18 minutes. Beautifully delicious, really? Tender, nice. And now I'm gonna put chef on my website. Chef, mason, dam builder, comedian, writer, filmmaker, actor.
Wow, it's a lot going on.
On my card, it's going to just wrap around on the business card. I make sure one of the words is half on one side, half on the other, so you continue.
Yeah.
Or do like you did in school, where you put the arrow going, like turn over, look on the other side. So, what else going on? I had to go out in Pennsylvania this week for a gig. About an hour and 45 minutes from my house.
Yeah.
Like just a little town called Tamaqua, but it looked like I said it looked like the firehouse we were in is like an old school firehouse, like a really old school firehouse. Like it looked awesome. Like you're walking up the street, you're like, this looks like one of those sets you'd walk down for like in Disney.
Yeah.
Like it was Oscar the Grouch's neighborhood, like you saw. Like,
right.
all these things and got up there. They had the little sign up front that has all their events, and I was doing an comedy show on M2. They lost the C in the AR for March, so it said Amity M2. And I get up there. Me and Eric Bronstein went out there. Got up there, and it's packed, man. Standing room only. Bar area, standing room. People, it's packed. And, very, rednecky, middle of Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
A lot of camouflage on the women.
Right.
And, we're getting ready to start, and Eric's like, it's just 2-man show. He's like, think they'll bring me up? I go, I'll ask the guy. I'm like, hey, can you bring up the opener? He's like, no. I was like,
really?
you don't want to welcome them? You just say, welcome tonight, guys. Thanks for coming out. You ready for your first comedian? He goes, I'm not doing it, so you can do it. It's like, all right.
Really?
Yeah. Well, the guy goes, the guy who booked it usually does this, and he's not here tonight, so I don't do this. I'm like, all right. So I went up. I was like, hey, everybody, I'll be back later, so let me bring up your opening comedian. You ready?
Right.
Brought him up. Really good. Well, first off, let me tell you, before I go, the booker contacts me. He goes, hey, the sound's all set up. I'm not going to be there tonight, but I set it up for you. The mic I have, if you tap it on the top twice, it should turn on. If not, then plug in the other mic I left on the table, but don't hold it at the bottom or else you'll get feedback and crackling. I was I go, I'll bring my own mic and cord. But thanks for telling me. I appreciate it. But I have my own mic, so I went hooked up my own mic. Tap it on the top. It may start. It may work. Not even like to get this going. Tap it, and then you should be good to go. I'm working in maybes. So, we go like it was funny because Eric's like, it looks like it could be a rough crowd. They've been drinking since like 6:30, and they're currently like really drinking now. So he's like, "What? How much you want me to do?" I'm like, "I don't know, 25, 30." He's like, "I'll probably do closer to 25." Might be a 20. Right. I was like, "Oh, whatever, man. Let's just get out of here."
Yeah.
I got to get to the UFC. We just got to start this on time.
What time to start? 8:30.
8:30. And he went up and ripped it, man, and like went to like almost 30. He's like, "How much time did I do?" I'm like, "Yeah, he did like 28." He's like, "Oh, good." I'm like, "Yeah, you're worried, but once you're in, the time just goes." So we have a good show, fun show. They were drunk but fun. You know what I mean? We had a good time. So towards the end of my set, I go like before I do like my last couple of jokes. I'm like, "Man, you guys are fun, man. You guys are a great crowd." And this drunk kid in front, he's got to be in his early 20s. Like, "You're awesome, man. I love you."
Nice.
I was like, "Oh, thanks, man. I like you too, man." He's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "All right." And then, so I finished my set. Then afterwards, he comes up. He's like, "That was awesome, man. That was the funniest thing I ever seen, man." He goes, "Where can I see more of your stuff?" I'm like, "Just, you can search my name, Joe Fernandes, online." He goes, "Okay, cool. I live up the street." I go, "Okay, cool." Then I just walk away. I was like, it was the weirdest.
Just letting you know that in case you're in the neighborhood.
Yeah. I live up the street. Just search my name online. I live up the street. Okay.
That is not the proper response. That's cool.
Proper response to what I just said. Proper response to be like, well, is that your website? Is that your...
Not sure what you heard.
But they paid us when we got there, so I was like, let's get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. And then I Eric's not into UFC, but it was a big UFC, so I stopped like halfway home.
Right.
And I felt bad because the fights were okay. Like, I was into them, but they weren't like exciting, riveting fights to get somebody into UFC. So I felt like I was holding him hostage.
Right.
At Miller's Ale House, I kept apologizing. I'm like, dude, I'm sorry, man.
Did you watch them all?
No, just the final 3, the big ones we got there for. That's the only ones I wanted to get there for.
Okay.
You know, the Woodley championship fight, the John Jones one, and the Ben Askren one before that.
But it wasn't exciting.
No, it wasn't. I mean, I liked it, but like if you're trying to convince, like he was telling me he's not really into it. If you're bringing someone as a hostage almost to try and convince them that UFC's good to watch, just wasn't the night.
Right.
And then and like the one went the distance. It's like stretching the night, and we still have an hour ride home after this. So I'm like, I'm really sorry, man, but
the last one went the distance, Woodley.
The final 2 went the distance.
Oh boy.
Yeah, they went the distance. But I'm like, even the one, I felt so bad that even
those 5 rounders.
5 rounders.
Oh Lord.
So I felt so bad that even during the John Jones one, it was so boring that I was like 3 rounds in. I'm like, yeah, we can go if you want. He's like, nah, man. He's like, he was like telling me to stop apologizing. He was like, I don't care. I'm like, all right, I just feel bad, like, you know.
Where were you at? Buffalo Wild Wings?
No, Miller's Ale House.
Oh, right.
But no, it wound up being a good night. But that kid telling me that was like the funniest thing. Just
yeah.
Am I up the street? I'm like, all right. That was my Ambity show. Where were you this weekend?
Friday, I was at the Pocono Palace where my dreams go to die.
Oh yeah, I was gonna take a ride with you, but I totally forgot to call you.
Yeah, we hung out Thursday, so I figured,
Yeah.
So it was okay. It was actually a good crowd. They were younger. When they're a younger crowd, it's usually better.
Yeah.
But they were fine. It was a good. Like the last 2 times I've been there, I've had a good time. And then on Saturday, I was at this place up in Connecticut. This huge like sports complex. So they had like this one side, like they have like an indoor soccer field, like with grass.
And
then indoor basketball court and everything else. It's just a big place.
Yeah.
So they rent that out. So the stage is like in the center, like the middle, like side to side of the basketball court. And then they filled in mostly all of this, like from like the top of the key on one side all the way to the top of the key on the other side, just as full with seats and with tables and chairs. So there's probably, I would say, 200 and something people there. But when you get there, you're like, it's huge. I mean, like the ceilings are, I mean, it's a fucking arena.
Yeah.
You're like, oh boy.
Oh boy. I hate that shit.
And then the stage is a big stage, and you're like, they have these spotlights right, like kind of like in front. So you're like, all right, well, they got to keep the spotlights on. Then they turn all the lights off in the arena. So a place where it's pitch black with these like 6 powerful lights on both sides of you. So you couldn't see anybody. I saw one face out of like 250 people. I saw one face that kind of was sitting up close enough to where she was out under the light. Everybody else, pitch black. I didn't see one face.
Those are the worst. I was actually talking to Eric about that. We were talking about this gig I did. We were talking about this comic, Jeff Paul. He booked us on a few gigs. And I said I did this one in Bayonne one time. It wound up being a great show, but it was in the school auditorium where it's like you don't see anybody. There's a big spotlight. And anytime you're doing a setup, you can't see their faces to see if they're in it. And then you hit the punchline, you're like, I hope something comes back. Because you're just talking in the darkness. And then the laughs come, you're like, oh, thank God. But it was the same anxiety every punchline. She's like, I can't tell if they're into me.
Yes.
Because, I assumed because I didn't see any phones shining.
Right.
But, yeah, no.
Well, I assumed it because when I in the lulls, me taking a sip of water or between jokes, you would hear the laugh like that, and it would be completely silent. And you're like, they're waiting for the next words.
Yeah. Oh.
So they're waiting for me.
Yeah.
So they're in. They're engaged.
Mm-hmm.
Like if in a room that big, if the lulls are low and you can still hear people like, I know, it's yesterday I was going to, like you could hear that
Right.
around the room, you're like, they're not really. I don't have them all, but
Right.
you could have heard a pin drop between jokes, and I was like, oh, I got them.
Yeah, yeah.
They're here. Yeah, I did 30 minutes. Yeah, I mean, it was a lot of fun. But like when you first get there, you're like, oh, this is going to be one of those long nights home, ride home. You're like, oh, but it was really good.
That's what I felt with mine. I thought I was gonna have to deal with drunks and just bomb away for 50 minutes. I was
And
like,
I ran into a dude from Jersey who lives up there now, just a friend from the program. But this guy I haven't seen in. I used to sponsor him. I sponsored him like 8-10 years ago. He was just. I walked and I'm like, holy fuck. He's like, yo. So after we were done, he comes out and he was like, dude, like, he's seen me do comedy. He's seen me doing conventions, but he's never seen me in a real environment in the last 10 years.
yeah.
And he was like, man, now I'm proud to say, I would be like telling everybody, that was my friend. That's my friend. But yeah, it was good.
That's good, man.
Yeah.
Also, on Saturday, I got my first read-through for that live theater performance I'm doing
Okay.
in May that I'm going to invite everybody out to because it's like a professional
Right.
ticketed. It's actually it'll be my first professional live theater credit because it's a ticketed, promoted performance at a legit theater.
Right.
And they gave me 2 one-act plays that I'm in, 2 comedies, and they're great. I did the read-through, so we're sitting in the read-through, and you're listening to everybody's read-through, even if you're not in it.
Right.
And there was this a drama that these guys were doing called Gravedigger.
Okay.
And I loved it. I was like, holy shit. I'm sitting there thinking, I'm like, man, I fucking want to do this play one day.
Right.
You know what I mean? It was so intense.
Really?
And you were like, man, I wish I could do like a comedy and a drama.
Right.
But the 2 comedies I'm doing are great. You know what I mean? And so I get a call from the director today. He's like, I don't know if you want to do this. I know. He's like, the one guy in Gravedigger can't do it because of scheduling conflict. Would you want to be in Gravedigger? And I was like,
nice.
And I'm thinking I'm going to be his role. And then he goes, no, I'm going to put the other guy actually wanted his role. So I'm going to put you in the other guy's role. That's the role I wanted to do. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. I'm going to get the fucking new Gravedigger. He's like, would you want to do that? I'm like, yes, I want to do it. I was like, it's great. I want to do a comedy and a drama.
That's awesome. Yeah.
And then he sends me the script today.
A dramedy?
A dramedy? No. Yeah, I'll make it a dramedy. And so he sends me the script and he goes, we haven't found that, because he pulled me out of one of the comedies to do that. So he goes, we haven't put anybody in that place yet. So if the other person can't do that, would you mind doing 3? I was like, no, I'll do that. That'll be a lot though. I've only done scene work and monologues to do 3. But I mean, the one act, like what they gave was one where you're a prominent character, and then one where you're a small character. That way you're not. Okay. But the Gravedigger and the other one, the 2 that I'm definitely doing, I'm prominent in both of those. So I have a lot of work. Right. But I want to, man. I want to stretch myself and see what I can do.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
But it's
That's
intense. Great. Yeah, so I was sitting there. I'm like, oh, this is gonna be fun for my friends to see. They'll get to see me do 2 types of acting.
So it's all costumes, set. Everything's gonna be set up, right?
Yeah, everything. Yep, it's gonna be sweet.
How long is each one of them?
The ones on there are long. No, they're like 10, 15 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah, they're long one-act plays.
Okay.
So I've never memorized this many lines, but everything's a first for me.
You gotta have to do 3 different things that day.
Yeah, 2 nights in a row.
Okay.
Well, the one that I'm in, like I said, I'm only in the last third of it. Okay. So it's not like, I mean, it's still a tough one because that one's all about, I don't want to give too much away because if people come to see it, but it's a lot of comedic timing, not a lot of words to memorize. Just it's all about your stage timing. But yeah, Gravedigger is intense drama, and what's the other one? Single and Proud. I can tell you what they're about without giving it away. Single and Proud, I'm a guy going into a school where they're having a seminar on being single in the 90s. Okay. For single people. That's the comedy, and Gravedigger is about, I play a heroin-addicted gravedigger.
Okay.
Dealing with this guy. It's pretty heavy.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the other one is called Four. It's like it's this guy Chuck and these 3 women he dated. So it's different times in Chuck's life, all taking women on a date to the mini golf course. I'm Chuck number 3, so I'm later in the play if I stay with that one. But we'll see what happens. But I'm looking forward to it, man. I really.
That's
awesome.
Like
I have anxiety about it, but I'm gonna like totally like push everything aside over the next 2 months and just dig in and try. And
when is the June? You said
it's May. It's the last. It's the Thursday and Friday of Memorial Day weekend.
Okay.
So I'm glad there's a Thursday because my comedian friends most likely won't be working that night, so they can come out and see me the first night because Friday may be tough, but it'll be nice.
That's awesome.
So I'm excited to dig in, but man, there's a lot of words.
Really?
Well, no, it is. Anytime I've ever had to learn, so far with doing any of the live acting things, I did monologues or scene work with one scene partner. I've never worked with multiple people, so these have like 4 people in them, 3 people.
Right.
So I haven't worked in theater in that aspect yet.
Right.
Nor learning lines that way at home. Like I got like we just got our scripts. Our first rehearsals are first Wednesday of April. We got to be off book.
Really?
Oh yeah, gotta be memorized. He's like, no, you don't have to be perfect. He's like, but I don't want you have to look at your script. If you screw up a line or need to call for a line just to get going, but he's like, I don't want we're not learning lines. Like he's like, this isn't school no more. This is a professional.
Right.
He's like, we're treating. You know what I mean? So I'm like,
yes,
fuck it, let's do it.
That's awesome. That's good, man.
Yeah. So, that's that. Did you deal with what? You wanted to what?
I'm debating whether I want to, I think I want to do a play. I want to get involved in a theater production.
I love it, man. Because it gives you the same rush as stand-up. Filmmaking is fun, especially the end product when you watch it, but it just doesn't have the fun of theater, the anxiety.
Right.
You know what I mean? Of you can't. It's just happening now.
Right.
There's no take 2.
Yeah.
Like even stand up kind of has that. You could fuck up and stand up and just be like, I'm gonna fucking do this now, or I can tell you I fucked up.
Right.
Because we're all in the moment. But acting is like fucking intense. Mm-hmm. But yeah, they're gonna have like costumes.
Oh, that's good. Man.
It's gonna be fun. It's at this 300 It's at the Westminster Arts Theater at Bloomfield College. It's like a 300 person theater.
Okay.
Big stage, fucking
nice.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Oh fuck yeah! I'm nervous. I
did that. But... Only time I ever did one play is that recovery guy called Visions was the play.
Oh yeah. I remember you telling me about that.
I played a crackhead who was out of prison. I was in jail, and I came out, and I'm in a meeting. You see me in a meeting. I got 2 scenes where we're all in a meeting, and I'm like, I have to share. And I'm like, I can't fucking do this anymore. I got no cigarettes. I'm sleeping on a couch. I was just, and then the next scene, I'm asking my drug dealer. I'm asking the drug dealer, can hook me up? And he's like, I'm not giving you anything, but gave me a gun. He's like, you can rob the liquor store right there.
Yeah.
You know what you can do? And then it's just me struggling with, I'm gonna rob this liquor store and wind up back in jail. Like my whole life was again. So then you see me with this gun, and I'm like, mother, I don't want to do this. You just see me go off. I go manic. I get very manic, and then I fall to my knees, and I put the gun to my head, and look, I'll draw it so slow. It's like I'm under my knees. I'm like, I can't do this anymore. And the audience is just staring at you, and then I put that gun to my head, and you hear the whole audience they get so oh my god, he's gonna kill. And then I realize I don't want to do this either. Yeah. And I have an awakening. And then I get up, and then there's a light beam that pops out of the ceiling, and then you follow that light off stage.
Oh, wow.
So you saw the light. You know what I'm saying? But we did it at the not Harrah's, Golden Nugget. The Golden Nugget has a huge theater. A huge production theater. Yeah. So he did it for the NJ recovery convention that's down there. It's all the professionals detoxes and rehabs and
okay.
all like the government stuff.
Right,
has
right,
a convention down there.
Yeah.
So he did it for them. So it was like maybe 300-400 people in this theater.
Mm.
So I've been doing it. He does it voluntarily for like community centers. So we do it like a lot of projects, a lot of like rehabs. We would do this thing.
Yeah.
But this was like a performance at a theater. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, I'm looking forward to it. I've never done it.
And when I hit my knees and I put that gun to my head, the whole 300 people were like, and I heard that on stage. I was like, like it felt so good to know that my actions, like, because it's not about just putting a gun to your head. That's easy. It was more the manic, depressed, the manic before I fall to my knees.
Yeah.
It's manic, and then the gun's next to my body, next to my legs, and I'm like, and I just slowly, no words, no talking for like 20 seconds, no talking. Then I slowly just picked that gun up and put it to my head. And when it got to my head, the whole room was like, oh. And I was like, shit, I got it.
Yeah, it's intense.
It was awesome.
Want to hear another cool thing about this whole experience is like when I was like in intro acting, I went to go see this night of one act plays.
Right.
And it was a guy in it, this black actor who was phenomenal. He was in like 3 of them, and I just was I became a fan of him. The guy was just so good.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, and never heard of him. You know, local guy. So then the first time I ever had to act in a live performance, I led the performance night with my monologue. Like I was the first one. So I walk out onto stage with dim lights, then they go black, and then they're going to open up to my monologue. But as the dim lights are on, I noticed that guy's front row.
Right.
I'm like, holy fuck. I'm a fan of this guy. You got to be front row?
Yeah, yeah.
Like it gave me like this crazy anxiety, but you're in the moment. You just do it.
Right.
So I did it, and then after the whole night is done, I did a monologue in 2 scenes that night. He came up after me. After he's like, "Oh, you were amazing," and I'm like, "Oh, dude," I told him, like, "I'm a big fan of yours, man. I saw you at that performance you did," and he's like, "Oh shit, cool." I'm acting with him in Gravedigger. He's my scene partner.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
How fucking cool is that, man?
That is awesome.
Yeah, he's in. Yeah.
That's great.
I'm blown away. I'm blown away that like how things work out.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, you put it out there too, and it happened.
Because he read the part that I loved, but he didn't love that part. He loved the other part, and that guy dropped out. So he's jumping to that part, and I'm in his part.
Okay.
I'm like, this is fucking blowing my mind that guy who I'm a fan of, I'm now going to be working one-on-one with.
And you saw him when your intro?
Well, I just went to see a night of one acts when I just started acting, just to kind of see,
right.
You know, what people do.
Yeah,
you know, and then he was there my first performance ever, like when our school had our first. It was like 2 performances ago.
Right.
And like and I'm like, oh my god, this motherfucker's here. You know, it's like because you're like that guy's like he's so good. It's like seeing a comic you respect in the front row.
Yeah. It's
like it's enough if the comic's in the back of the room and you feel like they're judging you, but to like be seeing their face, you're like, what?
That's the difference between actors and comics. Actors are way more supportive, I think, of the craft.
Oh yeah, well, comics. I mean, whether it's true or whether they'll admit it or not, but I feel like some comics like they relish if a comic is eating it, where I feel like an actor's like don't want that for their fellow actors.
No, they don't. I relish when my friend is eating it on a show that doesn't matter.
On a show, it doesn't matter. Yeah.
Like if you're doing 45 in front of like a big crowd, I don't want my friend to have to suck that much. No, but we're doing a 10-minute spot somewhere and it's like a shit spot and you eat it. Yeah, that's fun.
Or I bet it would be fun. Like probably if I do more acting, theater acting, and you're doing like a 2-week run with people. Like it's like to see your friend pull out of it when you could tell he like forgot his lines or something happened in the moment with somebody else and you're trying to get back on track. That may be something funny to talk about, you know?
Yep. Yeah.
That's my goal for the following year. I want to act in a real full play. Okay. See what happens. But I'm just blown away that I'm acting with this guy.
That's awesome. I want to film. I want to shoot Me and you doing a one-act play, a real play though, like a one-act, but like not a comedy.
Yeah. No, the problem is you can't even show anybody though. They're so like they just tear that shit down from any sort of video platform.
Oh, what the writers of it?
Yeah, because I used to like I'd get like a lot of these plays. I'm like, let me see how somebody else does it, and you just can't find any.
Right.
You'll find like a quick clip of one, like from a promo.
Yeah.
You can't even sometimes find the script. Like they scour the internet for any free copies.
Really?
Oh yeah, they are like, you know.
Well, what if you wrote your own?
Oh, if you wrote your own, yeah, you own it. Yeah, you could write your own play and do it.
But I'm talking about a one act. Like instead of we're doing comedy, writing comedy. Yes, I enjoy comedy. I love comedy.
Yeah.
But I can make you laugh, man. That's not a challenge.
There's a script called Canadian Tuxedo, a one-act play that I think me and you would do hilariously. It's two mobsters in a car about ready to do a hit.
Right.
And it's hilarious. Like if we ever did that, even for like I guess like sometimes they have like one-act play festivals or something.
Right. Well, then so can we do it though? Can we do it? And you said you couldn't put it up anywhere, but can we do it?
I don't know. I have to find these festivals and see what the criteria is.
Right.
You know, I'm sure they're competitive too.
No, absolutely, yeah.
You know, but it's worth a shot. These one acts are amazing. Sometimes one act dramas are tough. Like I read some one act dramas that were boring.
Right.
But when I heard Gravedigger, I was like, wow, it was intense. Most one acts are comedies.
Yeah.
Because you could do comedy better in like 10 minutes.
Right.
15 minutes. Like a drama is tough to.
Right.
Unless it's like, I think you just like, this is like, just goes boom, intense, like right away.
Right.
Like there's no lollygag and it's like, yo, we are in it.
Yes.
That's how you got to do the one act drama.
Right.
But, yeah, you should take some courses in that theater acting. It's, it's nice. I think I told Ritu started going to my school and she was saying how much it even helped her out.
Yeah.
You know.
She still goes or no?
Yeah, she still goes. I think she's in the building a character class.
Okay.
It gets addicting.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, my teacher trainer, she's a theater, she does both, but she's a theater girl.
Yeah.
That's what she's all about. So she's teaching us when we do any scenes we do is all mostly theater scenes.
Well, what's nice about New Jersey School of Dramatic Arts is because starting with the building a character classes, you start doing live performances. So they give you an opportunity to put on this free show to test your chops.
Yeah, that's different.
And
that's
then
better.
and then you did the advanced acting that was done. That's the one I just did. Now I'm in the professional showcase.
Right.
So it's like that's the tough thing. It's like, yeah, you could take some lessons from your teacher, but like it's just like stand up. It's like
absolutely.
In the moment, lights down, audience ready. It's totally different. Even I remember I used to suck in tech, like the rehearsal tech, like the night before the show. You're like, they didn't even have nobody here.
Right.
Like I think I was better when I knew there was an audience. Like it was just my teacher there.
Yeah.
Or like it'd be like 3 to teachers there to like critique you, but they don't like say anything while you're doing it. They just let you go through it. You're like, Jesus, this is nerve-wracking. But I think you would do good in live theater. What's interesting with comedy is you have to play it straight to make it funny. Right. It's like it goes against everything we do.
Yeah. Maybe I'll look into that school. What's that? The school you went to? What is it?
New Jersey School of Dramatic Arts, right in Bloomfield. Okay. You could sometimes skip levels if like they'll like test you, I guess, or about different things, and then pick a level for you to start at. Like obviously you wouldn't need intro.
Right. If I tell them,
but you might. I mean, there's a lot of things I didn't know. Like this whole like these just little techniques that I didn't know. You know?
Right. But you never took an acting class. I took 2 with your teacher. I took 2 with Bob Sapoff. I took 2 of his. Okay. And I took, 3 with Joanna Bexon. So I mean, I have some sort of a little bit of training that they might say, you have to take intro, but the next level up.
Yeah.
Is it online that I can go and see pricing and
Yeah.
dates?
Yeah. And they do like payment plans if you. I know some of my friends do that and stuff. If you don't,
Yeah.
but yeah, they're trying. Some of them are trying to get me to try improv there. I'm like, I don't know. I was like, I don't have a lot of free time. I got to do one thing at a time.
Right, right. Did you see that? Off the topic, Luke Perry died.
Oh, I couldn't believe it.
Isn't that crazy?
Is he 52?
52 years old. Ugh.
He had a stroke, man.
Yeah.
I don't even because he looks healthy. You know what I mean? He don't look like obese or like he didn't look like strung out on drugs or I don't know how strokes work. Like anybody I know that had stroke was like kind of unhealthy already.
Right, but I think
old.
I mean, like maybe partying. Maybe he was a partier.
I don't know.
In the 90s, and that just beats up your body to where you're more susceptible to getting these strokes and.
Deborah Weber, hello from Arizona. Hi, Deborah.
Oh, my phone is off.
Okay.
Hi, Deborah. I don't see the chat at all.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's it. I was just talking to a friend, and I was like, like we're talking about all these like stars and people like in the business that die, musicians, like just at young ages, and I've been saying this about comedians. You can see. I mean, besides Brody, suicide, which is horrible.
Yeah, we didn't even talk about that. Yeah.
Yeah, which is just horrible.
So sad. And suicide is sad, man.
Yeah, man.
Because whenever I read about a suicide, you're just like, the person was at their lowest point.
Yeah,
at the moment.
Because you can relate to the depression. You can relate to the emptiness and the darkness. But that next level darkness where where that person must be.
Like, what was this? Somebody put it this way on something I was watching because they were talking about Brody and about depression and suicide. And they said like when the people like commit suicide, because you always see like, people post like, hey, if you're feeling bad, make sure call a friend, check on your friend, like do all these things. Right. But it's like these all sound nice,
right? But
like they said, like at that moment. They equated it to being in a burning building. Do I run into the fire or do I run out the window?
Right.
It's like there's no good choice for them.
Right.
You know what I mean? And out the window is the killing yourself.
Right, right.
Because it's like that hot, that intense.
Yes.
And when they put it that way, it's like, to feel you have no choice but that.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Is like heartbreaking. Especially a guy like Brody, who I've never met, but I learned about Brody, I believe, on the Joey Diaz podcast or like Joe Rogan, one of them. And then he was just so crazy. So then you start search like the way YouTube works. Like you'll see like Brody Stevens on Joey Diaz, then it starts feeding you Brody Stevens things. Yeah, right. And he's just so funny and so like in the moment crazy.
Right.
Like you watch a guy like that and you're like, oh man, I'd love to have like a little bit of that in me, like this, wacky. I can fucking just try anything, don't give a fuck attitude.
Right, right.
Like he was fun to watch.
Right, absolutely.
Because there's actually one that I watched today, actually, because it came in my feed, and it's Brody with his iPhone going live.
Okay.
It's on YouTube, and he's at the Comedy Store, just like going up to different people, and then he goes up on stage to Sunday night show.
Right, right.
And they were kind of dead. And he just, like, anytime a joke wouldn't hit, he'd just put the mic on the stool and then start yelling at them, like, it's Sunday, it's raining, I need energy, like this whole...
Yeah.
But, if you could find that on YouTube, it's definitely good to watch because it shows him, like, totally in his element.
Right. Like think about that, though. Think about what you see, and think about everybody who knew him, and, like, you see this guy who's just that guy, and then he's so dark that he wants to die. Like that's why, like you could say I can identify with feeling like depression, but I always, no matter how low I go, I always feel like there's a way out.
Yeah.
And they don't.
Well, apparently he was on meds and stopped taking his meds recently.
Right.
I've never been on meds with my depression.
Huh?
I've never been on meds with my depression. I've seen therapists about my depression, and they don't think I have depression, like clinical depression.
Right.
I have like circumstantial depression.
Yeah, yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Yeah, of course. Like, but I'm saying is like I've been in a spot where I feel like, man, there's just no way it's gonna get better. But even when I feel that, I always know that it'll probably get better.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like it's not gonna get better, but I know it'll probably get better. So, but they're at a spot that they don't feel that at all, and that breaks my heart.
Yeah, well, it's a different animal they're dealing with. It's just kind of like with addiction when people would say like, just stop, man, or just stop doing it.
No,
just say no. It's like, I don't know if you understand. It's with any vice or any mental problem. It's like, I remember like before I had any sort of anxiety or like before I ever had panic attacks. I always probably had a little bit of anxiety throughout my life from time to time, but I never had panic attacks. And my wife used to have panic attacks,
right?
Or like extreme anxiety, and I never understood it. She tried explaining it. I never understood it until I started getting them. I'm like, oh shit.
Right.
Now I know.
The other night when I called you, you were driving to Pennsylvania, and I was driving to my gig Saturday night, Connecticut.
Yeah.
I called you, and then it was like a quick conversation in the beginning.
Yeah.
And then I was having anxiety. That's why I called.
Oh, okay.
You were in the car with Eric, so I was like, I'm not going to go into it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I hung up. But I was having anxiety, and I'm like, why? And then what the fuck is happening? But then I realized that night I was going to a gig in Connecticut. I felt very responsible for the gig in South Jersey.
Oh, yeah.
At the convention.
A lot going on.
And I couldn't do anything about that gig.
Yeah.
So there was no control over that gig at all. So the anxiety, and my daughter's been going through some stuff. My son's been going through some stuff.
Yeah.
So I was like, why am I so fucking overwhelmed with anxiety right now? And I realized there was like 3 or 4 things going on in my life that I had absolutely no control over.
Right.
That are kind of doing their own spiral. And I just got to let them go. And after I hung up with you, that's when it clicked. I was like, that's why. I was going to just call you to be like, I don't know why, but I'm feeling like overwhelmed with anxiety. Like a panic attack. And then I realized, it's because I got that fucking show in South Jersey. I got 2 comics going, but I don't know what the hell's happening down there.
Yeah, no, I know. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, what's happening? I got nobody in that I could. What the fuck is going on down there right now? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So and then I got my daughter. She's struggling. My son, he's kind of struggling. I'm like, what the fuck is happening in the world? Like, is everybody okay right now? And then I was like, oh, that's why. And as soon as I realized why I was overwhelmed with this panic attack, it went away.
Yeah. Yeah.
It went away because it was like, oh, you're worrying about a lot of shit that you can't do nothing about. I was like, oh, that's what's hitting me. Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, just trying to control shit, trying to like mentally control everything. If I obsess about it, it'll go okay.
And I didn't even know that I was doing that. I just felt these feelings like, oh, what the fuck is happening right now? Why do I feel so out? Like I felt like disconnected from the world. I felt like like when you get that serious anxiety and you get like foggy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're like, what the fuck? I can't even focus on one thing in front of me.
Yep.
Like that feeling. I was like, why am I getting this right now? Why is this happening to me?
Because you're dying. No.
I'm glad you didn't answer.
Because you're dying and everything's failing down in South Jersey. But other than that, you'll be fine.
Which is exactly what I felt like. I felt like it.
Yeah.
And then I call Paul, and I'm like, how's it going? He's like, oh, it's good, man. We're down here. Get ready to start. We're starting on time. And I was like, oh, okay. Everything's good.
Yeah. But, man, Luke Perry dying.
Yeah.
I was thinking, those guys made us all grow sideburns.
No, I was a little past that.
Okay, yeah. See, when I was, like, in high school, like, junior, senior, like,
yeah.
90210 was, like, the shit.
Right.
I mean, I could barely grow sideburns there. I had a few little things, but I tried. Did my best.
Yeah, I never watched that. I mean, I didn't watch. I watched one episode. It's a lot.
That was one of the first shows I saw a friend on because I worked in a video store after high school.
Right.
This place, Heritage Video, and there was this guy, Ramon, that worked in a video store, and he went off to California with his girl.
Okay.
Not to be an actor. He was just going to school out there. But he started just working as a page for like NBC. So like sometimes he'd like call and be like, "Yo, I'm gonna be on The Price Is Right. You'll see me." Like they'll like put him there as like a person, like almost a contestant.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah.
And then like he talked to Lloyd, like our buddy who was the manager mostly, and Lloyd be like, "Oh, he's gonna be on a 90210 in the background." So you just see him like on the campus. It was like the first time where you're like watching.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you see like fucking Luke Perry and Brenda, walking and you see Ramon. You're like, fucking Ramon. Yeah, it was the first time. It was insane.
So listen.
Then he became like a Secret Service guy. It's fucking, that dude's life is amazing.
Wow.
Yeah, he like protects like fucking presidents and shit like
Important
that. Important people. Yeah.
Yeah. This happened. You ever had this happen? I mean, it's just so weird sometimes how the world. It's like the world, the universe is connected to some algorithm, and I was doing background last week on the Deuce.
Uh-huh.
There was almost 400 background. I think there was like 300 and something, almost 400 background actors.
That's a lot.
Yeah, a lot of people. All right, a lot of people, and yeah, maybe 250. It was a fucking lot. All right. And I'm sitting, I had all my stuff set up, and I went to wardrobe. When I came back from wardrobe, I sat down, went to go back in my seat, and right next to me was this girl sitting. So when I sat down, she's just talking to me for about 5 minutes. I got like this like weird vibe off of her. I don't know what it was. I just got like a weird vibe.
Yeah.
And I didn't. After I walked away, I didn't think about her another second. And then we were walking through the scene. One time I saw her, I was like, "Oh, there's that girl again." And then I never saw her again. I don't even remember putting eyes on her ever again or thinking about her. Last night, I'm on Facebook, just laying in bed, going through my feed. People you may know. Mm-hmm. This broad.
Wow.
I'm like, is that broad from last week? So I opened up her. It was like her headshot as her profile. I'm like, that is that fucking girl. And then I look, and we have like 8 people in common. Like, how the fuck did that girl enter my fucking feed?
Dude, they're reading our minds. I'm telling you, I had the thing happen to me today.
Yeah?
So last night, I'm on the couch. Now, I heard this something about what was it? Intermittent fasting.
Right.
And it said you could so like if you stop eating at 9 o'clock at night, just try not to eat till 9 o'clock the next morning.
Okay.
Give your body that time of nothing,
like
just water.
Nothing.
Yeah, 12 hours of nothing. It's basic intermittent fasting.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting on the couch thinking. So it was like 9 o'clock. I had just had like this little like yogurt snack that I had. I'm like, I'm done for the night. I'm gonna do this. I'm not gonna eat till 9 tomorrow. I'm gonna intermittent fast, dude. I fucking opened up my phone this morning and ads for like intermittent fasting like articles.
Really?
I was get the fuck out of it. Like sponsored fucking articles on intermittent fasting.
Have you Googled it though?
No, I didn't Google it. It's something I heard like a couple days ago on like a podcast. Okay. And then I just thought about it in my couch last night. Now,
really?
put this way, I heard it days ago. So I haven't seen those ads for days.
And you thought about it?
I thought about it. I'm telling you, dude.
Did you
we
say
are
it
in
out
the
loud?
motherfucking Matrix.
Did you say it out loud? I'm going to intermittent fast.
I did not say that. I didn't say it out loud, no.
Wow, so it's just in your head.
It was just in my head. Cause I'm on the couch with Kerry. I'm not going to be like, hey, I'm going to intermittent fast. She'd be like, all right, shut the fuck up. Shows are on. No.
Wow, yeah, that's it then. I mean, this girl has now maybe she was in my news feeds for the whole time, my whole life, and I just never noticed her. But no way.
No, man.
No way are you like when I'm scrolling, you know how on your phone there's only like two side-by-side photos of like people you may know, then you got to keep swiping?
Yeah.
She was the main one, like the first one right there. And I was like, what? Is that fucking girl from last week? Then I saw who we had in common, so I talked to her. It was Melissa. I was like, Melissa, who is this broad? How is she in my? She's like, oh well, her brother was like really good friends with Frank, my boy.
Oh, okay. So maybe it's just coincidence.
Yeah, but come on.
I know, dude.
But how does that happen? How does the world? There's 320 million motherfuckers in this country. How are you on a set with 300 background actors and now you're in my news feed?
It's fucking scary times we're living in, baby.
But I go on her page. She's not friends with Frank, so she's not a friend of Frank's. She's a friend of Bronca. Fucking Bronca is her friend. It's like, what?
Yeah, I don't know how they come up with that people you may know thing, because sometimes it's like not even close to anybody I know or may know.
I love when you see someone there, you're like, I thought I already knew you. I guess you deleted me.
Yeah. Oh, I did may know you back when I knew you, and now I don't know you no more. I thought I knew you. Yeah. Then you unfriended me. I thought I knew you.
Somebody unfriended me, a kid from the neighborhood, back in the neighborhood, and now he's friended me again. And I know why he unfriended me, because he's a total right-wing guy.
Yeah.
But now he requested my friend again. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. I don't know why. We never had any interaction. I just know how far over the right he is.
Yeah.
And then maybe he's coming around to like, oh, it's not that bad. Like, too late.
In the past week, I've been getting such an abundance of friend requests from comedians that I'm like, are these fake bots or are these real comedians? Like, I mean, I got like 10 or 15.
Fuck them. Don't.
Yeah, but it's just so weird.
It is.
You know?
Did you get this one? I got this one the other day. Like, the bots are getting smarter. It was like an old woman, like a grandma, like in her thing. And like, you're like, and like all her pictures are like grandma pictures doing grandma things, but like no one looks familiar. Like nobody looks the same in any picture. You're like, wait a minute. You know, and they're like, why would this grandma from Idaho be requesting me? You know what I'm saying? I've never been to Idaho. I don't know nobody in Idaho.
Found your videos on YouTube?
Well, just keep being a fan on YouTube. Thank you. I appreciate it.
I can't turn down a grandma.
I deleted that shit immediately.
I like when it's like some young girl, but all her friends are Indian guys. Some like blonde-haired white girl.
Yes.
And then it's all
like African.
Yeah.
All from like they're all like from like Algeria, but like she's a blonde chick and like, where'd you go? She went to Algeria High. Like, what?
There was some 60 Minutes story that I watched. It was 60 Minutes, one of those shows where a guy got like a request. I think it was like on Facebook or something.
Right.
Like one of those like you think like fake Nigerian scam artists.
Yeah.
So the guy I think he was a reporter or a writer, so he's like, I'm just gonna go with this and see.
Right.
What happens? And he tracked the guy. Like he's like, yeah, I need money for like this. I'm trying to raise money to like build a school or a classroom in this country.
Right.
So he did all these steps to like give him the money, and he actually went out there, and it was like legit.
Really?
It was all legit.
Right.
It was amazing.
Wow.
It was like the guy just picked him random to like friend him. I gotta find that story and send it to you. It was so amazing.
Wow, it's gonna make me want to like accept every night.
Yeah, it's like this story ain't good. It's gonna a lot of people are gonna get fucked over by this story.
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
I don't know. I thought I was helping out of school, and apparently I don't own my home no more. I gotta move out. Mumboomba's coming in tomorrow.
And I gotta help him move.
That was in the contract, I said. I don't even have a good back. My back is shot. I knew that. Told him that in the first private message.
What time is it?
It's time to wrap up the podcast. It was a good one.
It was a good one.
I want to thank everybody that watched live and did all the commenting. We appreciate that. I hope you come back again. Like our fan page on our Heads Podcast to get notified. Please subscribe to the audio podcast with the Laughable app for iPhone or iTunes or iHeart Radio app. My website's joefernandes.net, but I want you to go subscribe to my YouTube channel, youtube.com/Joe Fernandes. I have just private shows coming up the rest of this month. So
I'm back Friday night, back at the Pocono Palace again.
Oh, there you go.
So I don't know if I have something Saturday. I'm not sure. I don't think I do. So if it is, it's private. So
yeah. But I'll be at Comedy Cove first weekend of April if you want to make plans that far in advance. First weekend of April. So
all right.
Anyway, everybody, thanks for watching live. Thanks for downloading. Thanks for supporting. You've been listening to All in Our Heads.